Hi, Samuel Jungan here, and today we're going to go through strategic marketing profits. Now, you've probably all heard of one case or another where someone has failed with an online marketing campaign. And usually how this shows up is people say, oh, I tried Facebook ads doesn't work, or Google AdWords, that doesn't work either. Google made $70 billion from advertising revenue last year, and it keeps increasing every year. And so that is testament to the fact that it works, right? Where it falls down is people focus on the tactics first instead of the overarching strategy. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can figure out what strategy is best for your business, and then you can apply it to increase your level of success, or your chance of success rather. So you've probably seen a funnel like this before somewhere around, and what I'm going to run through is this funnel, but my version of this model, which is vastly different than what a lot of people out there are teaching. And it should give you a lot of clarity about where you should be advertising and how you should implement that into your marketing mix. So let's get into it. Up here, we've got awareness. Excuse my awesome writing. And up this end, these are people that have just heard about your product or your service. And this is where you want to spend most of your efforts if you've got a brand new product or a brand new service that no one has ever heard of before, because people are not aware of it. Down this end of the spectrum, we've got purchase. Right? These people down this end of the spectrum, they've got their credit card out and they're looking for someone to give their money to. So I'll get more into how we target these people and in which order in a moment. But up here, we've got consideration. Right? These people have become aware of the product. These people are considering it. These people are the ones that are going, now that I know that thing, that could be all right for me, and maybe it's not. But now they're aware of it and they're actively thinking about it in their mind. Should I buy a new smartphone that just came out from Apple? Now that I know that it's out there, maybe I'll consider buying it, maybe not. What we've got down here is the evaluation phase. Evaluation, if I can spell it. Right? These people in the evaluation phase, they're more information seekers. They're out there and they're actively doing more research on the product or the service to see if it's going to be a good fit for their needs or not. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to run through each type of online marketing medium and where it applies in each part of these funnels here. So right up the top here, let's start with the offline stuff. We've got TV, we've got radio, we've got billboards, and we've got print. They're all, for the most part, awareness type marketing mediums. You can't target people specifically where they're at this point in the buying process, where they've got their credit card out and they're looking for that person to give the money. Up here also what we have is YouTube. Just put YouTube interests. Right? This is a type of targeting within YouTube. So you target what sort of things they're interested in, and then you can bring awareness to that. Usually you run a pre-roll video ad where in front of the content that they're going to watch, you run an ad, and it's like, hey, check out our new insurance policy, or look at this new smartphone that just came out. That's the type of stuff, that's the level that you're going to be targeting up here. Also up here is LinkedIn. Now, obviously some of these can be used B2B, some of them can be used to B2C. Most people say LinkedIn's a B2B platform and it's not for B2C marketers. That's incorrect. We have a number of campaigns that that are working quite well on LinkedIn, so it can be applied to both B2B and B2C. Up here, what we also have is Facebook. Facebook ads are great for bringing awareness to a brand new product or a service, or awareness to a new business that people haven't heard about before. In the consideration phase, remember, these are the people that are having the conversation in their mind, would this thing be good for me or not? We also have LinkedIn. I'm not going to do all these again. I'm going to just shortcut it. So we also have LinkedIn, right? These people could be, because you can target people on LinkedIn that might be interested or in a specific space, that are in the consideration phase. Then we've got YouTube search, right? YouTube search. So these are people that are on YouTube and they're going and they're actively searching for something. How to knit a jumper with lamb's wool or with goat's fur. I don't even know if goats have fur and you can knit with it. But anyway, the point is people are actively going and they're searching for things on YouTube. So they're slightly closer to buying than the people just in the awareness phase. Now, I want to stop here for a moment and point out something, that every single buying decision that you've made and every single buying decision that your customers have ever made, they run through this process. I don't care if they're purchasing, you're at the supermarket, you're going through the checkout and you see a Mars bar there, what happens? Instantly you're aware that the Mars bar exists. You go through your mind, you consider, it just came from the gym, should I actually be having that Mars bar or not? Maybe, maybe not. It tastes good. Well, I did a lot of workouts this week, so maybe I can treat myself. Yeah, you know what? I'll purchase it. Right? That process happens with everything that we buy, or at least consider buying. Now, that could happen in literally split seconds. We have that conversation with ourselves if it's a case of maybe a Mars bar at the checkout, or it might be a little bit longer if we're looking at purchasing a house or maybe a brand new car. So down here in the consideration phase, we also have Facebook ads again. So we can target people based off their behaviors and their interests. Then what we have is search engine optimization, or SEO for short. And this is where people go to Google, they do a search and they click on one of the organic listings. So ranking your website there can be very, very powerful in the consideration phase, because you're getting people to know your brand and your products before potentially they even find some of your competitors. All right, so now in the evaluation phase, we also have Facebook ads again. We also have YouTube search again, right? Because these people are actively searching for what it is, but they're in a different phase, so they're going to be searching for different things. So instead of searching for how to knit a jumper or something, they might be looking for what is the best wool to use to knit a jumper. So there's slightly different phrases and a different psychology for someone that's moving through that purchasing funnel. So we also have SEO in this phase as well. Search is really paramount at the bottom end of the purchasing cycle. We also have Bing ads as well, and we have AdWords. So AdWords, which are the paid ads on Google, and we have Bing ads as well, which is similar. Bing is kind of like the little brother to AdWords. It's not quite as sophisticated. It's not as good a targeting platform, and you only get typically 5 to 10% of the volume of traffic there. So you kind of bolt that on later. What else do we have down here? We have things like eBay in the evaluation phase, Amazon, right, as well, and Google Shopping. Some people might put Google Shopping in there also. And down here in the pointy end, this is where we've got our AdWords search again. We've also got Facebook again, wherever that is. Excuse me, and we've got our shopping sites, our eBays, our Google Shopping. Because you've got to think, if people are they're on Google Shopping, they're out there and they're looking to shop, right? That's why they're there. You go to the supermarket to buy stuff. You don't go there to browse or to get information or whatever. You go there to buy something. And that's why this phase of the buying cycle is so important. Now, hopefully that gives you some clarity on the types of mediums that you can use there. One of the other things that I missed up here was actually display banners, let's just say. So you've probably seen banner advertising. You can do banner advertising through Google and a number of other platforms, so that you can run your ads on things like Sydney Morning Herald, the Herald Sun, any of the newspapers, blogs, forums, any of those type sites where you're running a small banner ad that just gets people's awareness, but they're not necessarily, it's not great for driving revenue straight away. So how we always look at this with working with clients, we typically work with small, medium enterprises where cash flow is very important. And so the interesting thing here is that your cash flow will cycle much faster in this section than it will in this section, right? Because people are not, let's say for example you're selling a house. If people don't just wake up in the morning and they see an ad and they go, hey, wow, that's great, I think I'm going to buy a house today, and they go straight to here and they buy. As I said, they've got to walk through this process. It's a much bigger risk. There's a lot more due diligence they need to do, so it takes longer. So if you're a medium enterprise, you're much better targeting people down here in the purchasing stage of the buying cycle rather than the awareness type stuff, because what will happen is those people, they have less time. So let's say you're running your advertising to these purchasing people. Your advertising is going to take less time to bring the money back. You pay for your advertising and the money comes back to you. It's kind of like a boomerang. So this is why we always start down here. So this is our number one. It doesn't matter any marketing campaign, and there's one caveat to this which I'll get to in a moment. You always want to start here, because then the cash will cycle a little bit slower. If for people that are in the evaluation phase, they take a little bit longer to make a decision. Here is going to take longer as well, because they're in the consideration phase, and you need to tick off in their head a number of different questions. You need to resolve any considerations or concerns that they've got with purchasing the product to move them down to this funnel here. And obviously, if it's awareness type advertising, sure, there's some people in the awareness phase that'll go from here straight to here, but a very, very small percentage as opposed to these people that are in this phase here. Majority of them will go from evaluation into purchase and then purchase very, very quickly. So in terms of how you want to target people, you want to start here. That's number one, that's number two, number three, number four. When rolling out your marketing plan. When I say 1, 2, 3, 4, what I mean by that is you want to completely dominate and get in front of all of the purchasing people that are kind of in that phase before you start rolling out marketing initiatives in this phase here. You want to completely cover everyone who's in that evaluation phase before you move up to the consideration phase, and so on. And so you're working back up the funnel to, in terms of your marketing strategy rollout. But what you're doing is you're driving people, here you're driving people down, back down the funnel always. So your awareness type marketing should be driving people into consideration. Your consideration type marketing drives people to evaluation. Your evaluation type marketing sends people down into your purchase phase here. So the other things that we have, there's a couple other main marketing points or tactics or strategies that we could deploy here. One is retargeting is a huge part, right? And so you want to have retargeting at each one of these stages of what people have consumed. So maybe you're doing information type marketing like I'm doing with this video here. So, or maybe there's people that have done specific actions on your website and you want to be retargeting those people at each phase as well. So you want to retarget people that have become aware of your product or your service, and you want to retarget them back down into here. Now your retargeting can be Facebook, it can be AdWords, it can be YouTube, it can be Criteo. You could use things like AdRoll. We typically don't use that because you don't generate the best ROI from it. But your retargeting rather, is going to be like a daisy chain to lead people through each step, and so they come down here and they purchase from you. The other thing that we have here that is going to do a similar thing is your email. Right, email or messenger marketing. Messenger marketing is just starting to become really popular, and it's super, super effective, a lot more effective than email. But you want to lead people on this journey depending on where you brought them in with. Like if you brought them in with some content around the consideration type phase of the buying cycle, then you want to move them into the evaluation phase, and from the evaluation phase through to the purchase with all of your different mediums. So hopefully that has given you some clarity about what you should be using when. I'd love to hear what you thought of this video, if you found it useful, if it wasn't clear. Share it with your friends if there's anyone else out there that you think will get value of this, but leave a comment below and just let me know what you found interesting about this, and I'll see you in the next video.